Where did it break off? Oh my god. Oh, it broke off in parts. No! Damn it. Oh, oops. Fuck. What was the last piece of thing that I like showed? I'll re-show it. I'm kind of mad. Cause now we're gonna have a weird 30-minute break off. Fuck. But yeah, who was the last person that I interrogated before it, like, the stream broke off, Justin? One. I've given you 1 second. Flora? Oh my god, so it just cut off like... Wow. Okay.
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, that's... It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see. She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
A glass box? I wonder if we'll find that. Or if we already found it. I don't think we did.
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell.
That's weird that she said that she investigated the greenhouse 2 days ago.
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation. Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
Oh.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
We just kicked their ass then. We don't give a shit.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
Oh ho.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Wow, thanks, man.
How odd.
Oh, we looked at it in the room? Okay. It's only been a few hours, and I already have forgotten.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife. But Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor. That belongs to Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
God fucking. This is probably a real thing. Because he sounded like he talking about, like, actually seeing it. Saying something like, it's nothing compared to the real deal. That's probably a place or an event that happened.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you, in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
No comment?
Felix made that? Huh. That's quite sweet, really. There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Oh?
There's something off about this.
Well, this.
What is it?
Besides the smeared being
Why
just
don't
really
you take another look
strange.
at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Hmm.
Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form. It's an egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story. Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks. Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note on the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her. This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
Oh, if you look at it.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
We'll do that later. I want to look at the paint again. Let's see. The palette has a variety of paints loaded onto it, the largest blob of black in the middle. The paintbrush are still covered with dried red paint, and the red substance on the palette of the brush were actually just blood. I just said blood several times, didn't I? I am bothered by the smear marks because that just looks weird. There's yellow on there, and it doesn't look like she used any yellow. I just want to double check that these colors are possibly made. I don't get what's going on with the brown. but who knows? Yeah. And I also want to look at the painting again. Alright.
It's
Fuck.
bigger in here than I...
Let's go back. I want to go back to, oh. Why is there a magnifying glass there? Was that always... Is that just part of the design, or is that an icon? I think it's part of the design. I think I'm just crazy. Oh, yeah, that's right. His room is actually to the right. Okay. So, wait.
Freya's painting supplies.
Yeah.
Freya's painting
Damn it.
supplies. That's the only door in and out of the room.
Oh.
It's also on the floor.
Oh, I get it now. It's not a trap. It's not one of the trapdoor kind of things. Like it's like on the floor. It's the broken door itself because he
Sure
broke it
is.
down.
Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
Just, I'm kind of brain dead.
The whole room is a strange...
Yeah, there might be a reason for that. A bunch of old books covered in dust now, but they look...
Okay, well, before we start sending a bunch of people stuff, let's take a look at his room. This is a super empty room.
Oh, wow.
What?
It's a big empty space. Huh. Neither of these lights have an actual light bulb.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative. It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
PP.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Doesn't look soft. There's someone outside the window.
Oh.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
You sure? The lock on the
It's
door.
locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Slide the lid open, then move the tiles in the correct slot. What? Oh.
Nothing. Still,
The tiles have all got that same sun symbol on them.
those moon symbols in the slots. Are they connected?
Maybe they're connected, but also not connected.
Hmm.
Nope. It's not budging.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
Probably. It's not on this thing. It doesn't look like it, no. This isn't some sort of light puzzle, right?
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Yeah, I don't have information for that.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
Look.
It's a
Hello.
combination lock. Sort of.
Rearrange the pieces to find the combination. This is some really good music, by the way. Sometimes I just don't want to talk because I want to listen to it. Oh, I see where. Okay. Maybe? Wait. These aren't lining up. Am I just am I supposed to like line it up in like specific ways? Because it doesn't perfectly match up. Like, none of these papers actually line up with each other, but I don't think I'm supposed to look for that. I think I'm overthinking this a bit. It might just be that you can see a bunch of different combinations from what you can line up. You got this one that looks like a slime. The thing didn't die, did it?
Nothing.
Maybe if you move the paper around, you'll find.
No shit, Sherlock. Wait, what? Oh, maybe it's actually the down arrow?
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
Oh, a trowel. Metal gardening trowel, with a decorative pattern. It had the decorative pattern engraved on it, and letters either side of a heart. PP heart FF. Now I don't think we have enough information for the door.
Nice room.
It's a mess. But yeah.
Oh yeah, did I look at this?
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Yeah, I did not look at this. Is this what is? Wait a minute.
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. Does make you wonder though. When did Fifi draw all this?
Welcome, Justin. Also, I didn't realize I did not look at this.
And that's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that, do I?
Not those eyes.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
Who's that?
Not sure.
We have not met him yet, so.
Looks like Fitz.
Who's that?
Not sure.
That's gotta be Flora. Who's that?
Not sure.
I think that's supposed to be Felix.
When did she draw this, though?
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
Is
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Is Fifi?
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Is
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Bird.
Who's that?
Not sure.
We gotta meet all the
Did
suspects
you
still.
notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
You know, she totally believes herself. Oh, professional snoop. Cool. I get that might just be because I was looking at everything.
Pretty ornate.
We're supposed to.
And a simple trick, but it really. What's that big book?
Looks like something.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiome.
A news. Don't save it for the judge.
I'm trying to see if there's like any any written stuff to give me a hint about the
Even though we're someone's been tracking in mud.
That painting is really something.
Why would you
Maybe Freya enjoyed.
atmosphere?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the
It's
floor.
a photograph.
Painting supplies.
Do you think this was always?
I don't know.
No windows either. It's a little glass box.
I think it's a
Come
vivarium.
again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
okay, okay, now I remember the insect thing. Oh yeah, actually wait. Little bear.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Alright, after like how long? Let's I don't think we have enough information for the door, but I want to try one more time to see if it gives me any more hints.
It's locked.
I
But
thought
we
was
are.
something.
Slide the moving tiles in the correct slots.
Nothing. Still.
The tiles have all got that same.
Those moon symbols.
Maybe they're connected.
Nope.
Maybe
Nowhere.
somewhere else.
Ah,
You know, I think this might be one of a pair.
what? The whole thing?
Yeah, something about those symbols. The duality of the sun and moon, you know?
If you say so.
I can't move the moon tiles.
Ah,
You
didn't work.
know, I think.
What? The whole
Yeah,
thing?
the duality
If
of
you
the.
say so.
One in the sun and the moon.
Let's come back once we. No.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough room. Other ideas of like how to solve that puzzle, at least not yet. I want to meet all the suspects before I start backtracking to give them shit. A music room. Oh hey, it's the this is the place where I had like a background. I looked at this for a background and then
Are
copied
they
it,
paper lanterns?
basically.
Whatever they are, I'll like a little parade of floating spirits.
There's a lot of insects in here.
Smells like a forest in here.
Just
It's a globe.
sniff.
For globing. Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty, so I'm guessing nobody.
Who plays the violin?
So I'm guessing nobody.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Horned statue. A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. The noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. Strange. This thing looks like the thing that's playing the harp.
One old wooden bookcase.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem? Sheet music. It's handwritten.
Like seriously, why?
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Like
Probably why they're on the floor.
you shouldn't have those there.
Alright, you got your wish.
Spooky murder mansion?
Spooky murder mansion.
Jesus!
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
May come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
Oh,
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
wait. Yeah, this looks awesome! I was checking to see if she actually was playing the piano in this song and she's not. But oh my god, this song's awesome! Yep, my connection's getting a little wonky again. That's not good. Anyway.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair
Oops.
question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer. 3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as
Jeez.
always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
Ooh.
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No, Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that. Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying.
Oh
I told her
no!
what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Something's weird with wait, what's his name? The father. Like, I feel like I don't understand his movements.
Needless noise from tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell. The spoken word, unfit for dealing with the shifting form of feeling. Stand unblinking in the face of taciturn and soundless space.
What the fuck? Okay, thanks for the poem!
Foregone drifter, holding fast. Days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender? Accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom. Some 4 walls make around a room.
Oh damn, she's just gonna give us poems the whole time? I'm both impressed and confused.
Between the lips a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze. Softly does the flower grow, all in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way. That's me. I'm on a list of murder suspects.
No
I
poem?
always thought that would be kind of cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
Hard of head, but free of mind. Unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond. Behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied. It's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be. With surging tide, the waves are thrown. An entity of all its own. But on its surface you may see, reflected in the waters be, the orchestrator, pale and still, pulling strings, enacting will.
Oh ho. Now that one was interesting. That, honestly, to this song, I feel like I could listen to these poems and her voice for like a really long time. Now I have to wonder. I want to show this one first.
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower.
Really?
I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird.
So there are two families living in Tangle Tower?
3 pointers and 5 fellows.
Oh.
4 fellows.
What's
Oh.
the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really.
4 remain. Wait.
It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the Fellows.
So the fellows and the pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea.
Huh.
There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. There
Huh.
was only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful.
None on her hands. Or anything else. Small pool of blood. I wonder if, like, whatever stabbed her was a trick. Like, say, a pendulum kind of thing where the knife kind of, like, swings downward from, like, the roof or something. Like, something triggers it and it, like, swings down like an axe. Like one of those axe traps. And went right into her like that. I don't, like, kind of like this motion. Like a kind of round corner kind of motion. Maybe. Don't know yet.
This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Oh.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy. Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone? Or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
Oh. Man, I am dropping a lot of frames. Not even doing anything right now. Come on, Twitch.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, It was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything. It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody? I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
What?
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
Hold on, I need to look at this. Something that's been pissing me off, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but something that my brain can't seem to like wrap my head around. It's just the Freya the victim, Flora is the person who got painted, and for some reason my brain switches the two names around and I get confused. But yeah. Anyway.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Loyalty?
I think everybody sees
They
it.
just
Freya ever
wanna.
tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being...
Okay.
Sorry, but
Maybe she wanted to give something...
Well. And we found the painting where? Hold on.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Later.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Later. I need to check first. What was the thing I need to check? Where do we find this again? Freya's room. Okay. So that room that doesn't have any windows is her room. Okay. I just want to make sure. Just because my brain is kind of fucking dying a little bit. For her fucking eye doing that is so funny to me.
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
Not bad. You look like you're in a road bush. Shouldn't that hurt? Like,
Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Was that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly.
Oh. How nice. Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself.
makes sense.
Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do.
She's even more emo than I am.
Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
That's not.
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff. What was inside?
Nothing.
Huh. That belongs to Flora, I think. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it.
I know that Fifi literally going to tell me exactly what she's thinking. She's really blunt. I don't think she really knows how to hold back.
How sweet. Did you find that in Fifi's room?
No. Should we have?
No, it's just... It looks like something she'd use, don't you think?
I don't think anything inherently suspicious of showing people the small lens that looks like Fifi would have it, but Hawkshaw had it. But then again, it could be that Hawkshaw took it from Fifi's room, or that maybe it was given to her. I mean, you have that picture of well, actually no, that doesn't show a correlation between Hawkshaw and that.
Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, he does that. Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah, I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Never seen him use it. Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
Oh. I did not examine the piano yet. Also, alright. Let's take a look.
It's one of those big pianos with the open lids.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
The open lid is more just for the sound to come out. So I wanna see. We haven't met everyone yet still, which is still fucking hilarious. No correlation to anyone yet. Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't talked about Flint. Okay. Good to know. Alright. So, not even, yeah, no, I was thinking about that too, just the fucking, mansion piano that just snaps at you. Jeez. So, before we continue, I do want to, quickly take a break. I don't have any actual stuff to drink right now, so I need to pace myself with that. I need to refill it. So, I'll be back in a bit. Wait, actually, you know what? No. Wait.
Alright.
Spooky murder
Spooky murder mansion.
Hard of head, but free of mind. Unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond. Behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied. It's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's on this music. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be back. Oh man, this music is so good. I really like it. It's super enjoyable. Alright. So, let's continue. I had it stop sharing. I had it stop just being on the desktop so that the game would stop fucking clicking out and then, like, you'd see my desktop. Cause there's no need for that. Especially when I click the wrong fucking image. Anyway. So, let's see. We have the ability to check out her room. But before I do that, I do want to do some of the, we had the thing with, Fifi. I kind of want to do that first. Alright.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10.
So, there are secrets written here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
I can't. Look. I can't help it. I already really love Fifi, and I kind of like Hawkshot too. Poppy is really cool too, actually. I'm liking a lot of these characters, but those three happen to be my favorite so far.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is
It
unused.
doesn't look unused.
Wait, was that you giving me a hint?
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We
Oh.
need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Something to compare directly with the secret diary. So you have the diary itself. It has a star on it. Evidence. Oh, wait. Was it in here? Oh, it is. Ha!
Let's take a closer look at this.
I think I noted that. Like, I noted that, and I just didn't remember initially. Cause like I looked at that
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary.
Cause I
which
looked at
proves
I
it
looked at the
belonged-
evidence before
You were
starting the
hiding
stream.
Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Big brain time. Hold on.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see what
Alright,
dark secrets are in
Fifi
there.
Unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Take a looky. Secret diary. It's back. In the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soulbearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. I need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Huh. Rip the painting. You have 2 soul bearers. What is that? Surprise! Something about going into the middle, which is easier than the harp mystery. Let's talk to her more.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Well, who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Yo, we gotta talk. It's fucking lying bitch! Sorry.
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends
On what?
on the structural integrity of your teeth. That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is.
It's pronounced troll? I thought it was pronounced trowel.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
Fair point. Talk about the three.
Name, Haksha. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
No! Oh, come on! Man, don't be mean.
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes, soil. Dislikes, electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
God, for fuck's sake!
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
You mean a troll?
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I love Sally's face in that. That was funny. She's like, I wrote pianist, but they gotta write that again.
Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I am the ghost of Christmas yet to come. The future. Oh, we're not gonna talk about the trowel? Okay.
It's musty.
Fuck.
You asked such.
Nice.
Okay. Still nothing on the fucking harp, and it's gonna bother me forever. And I don't think we have any evidence still about the thing. Now, before... Do I want to question everyone still about, like, some of the other evidence before I go? No, I need to fucking meet the rest of the fucking suspects! Birds.
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is. Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgment.
A rather magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh. My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Oh ho. Also, wait a minute. Does she have, like, fucking gloves that make her hand look like bird wings?
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage. Bird diagrams. Hand painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Bird
They're
diagram.
beautiful. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
That's funny.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful.
Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Birds in cage. 3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage. Alright, let's talk to this person. She has a bird on her head.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
What?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade,
Uh.
but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it.
Are you fucking
That's
serious?
a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
You used the long word.
Sure. Yeah.
I can't stand my name to be any longer than 4 syllables. But I'll use all these long words anyway. It makes me sound fancy. Sorry. Don't know what that was. This I'm not gonna make comments on the music like constantly, but I can't. This one's kind of making me comment.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Oh.
Travel. Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Fair enough. What the fuck is this family tree? I'm gonna, after we meet all the suspects, I'm gonna have to, like, look at the fucking family tree again.
I awoke early and headed
Or the
down
evidence.
to the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with
Honest.
Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear.
Jesus.
He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
Aww. Man, these people get really depressing. And hey, maybe a cat, welcome to the stream. No, you're not that late. So far we found the like little suspicion thing for Fifi's for Fifi with her with the diary which we found out with Freya's. We met Poppy and Fitz And I had to keep trying to tell myself to go fucking, meet the fucking rest of the suspects before I continue, like, exploring all the other stuff of the rooms. We've explored the entire left tower, all the missing rooms in there. We've met Hawkshaw out in the stone, I forgot what the word was, and the greenhouse. And now we're taking care of all the right side.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I need to look at the statements again for the I need to look at the statement for what's the name? Felix again. I can't remember exactly what he said he was doing, because I don't remember why he was in that room. Anyway.
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Damn!
Ouch.
I said it. I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable.
Damn. Well, I don't know how I feel about her with her fucking bird sleeves.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh, I mean, well, you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it. Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
Don't remember asking for your input.
Damn.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
Holy
For my
shit.
21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
Freya seemed like she had like kind of like a photo, like she had like a really good memory to be able to first of all remember all the names and then draw those birds in a spring picture and paint them, like asking them all their names. They're probably like how many for that picture. She might have a photogenic memory, but who knows? When she had the pictures of Hawkshaw, it doesn't, she might have done it by memory. It may not be as accurate, but it's still pretty accurate, so, I wonder if that's gonna play into anything. She also kind of looks... I don't think I've mentioned this before, but her picture just makes her kind of look evil. A little bit. She's kind of like... I don't get why she had that look.
She's a most unsavory little... She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Oof.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility.
Oh.
Did you not know that? Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wait. Is that me?
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you wait, that was genuine? Or is she just being... Whatever.
Did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. They'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
Doesn't get along with Poppy, okay.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest Pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Observations are important, but I feel like there is probably a line between observations and judging.
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Well, only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist. Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
Wait, are you doing the should do thing?
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone.
What?
On account of it belonging to her mother.
Oh.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style. Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
At least it's not painted with blood.
Oh, that's rather sad. Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then, she was always rather bohemian.
What?
Had her own priorities. Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Ooh, a secret diary.
Jesus!
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
My god!
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad. I don't know what that is.
You know, I just realized these characters almost have something to say for literally every piece of evidence. Even if it's not important, it's pretty interesting that they went through all the trouble to even make it so that, like, every piece of evidence they have, like, some sort of reaction instead of, like, the, I don't know what that is, or, that's not important.
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
They're just pretty.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right. Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Bruh.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Okay.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
No. Not right now. I wanna look at the... I need to look at everyone's, like, relation to each other, because I'm getting brain dead. So, the only relation Penny has is to Fitz. It doesn't say anything else about the others. Oh, cool, wait. Oh! Oh, that is so helpful. Oh my god. Yes, okay. So he went into Fitz's room and then went to Freya's from Okay. She didn't say anything. Oh, whoa. Holy shit! The painted image of Flora is not holding a knife. Well, she's actually holding a red and white ink dip feather. Let's see. I guess we found everything about her. I wanna... Let's see. Left his own page. So we know where he went. So she went from her room to the tower. Okay. Did Flora just like sleep at her tower or something? And I've been thinking about that for a bit. Shido! 75 minutes of the Game Awards? Okay. So he went from the Moonlight Garden to there. It tells us how they got to like the crime scene, but it did not tell us about what they do afterwards, which is kind of bothersome. I would like to know a bit more. Okay. So, let's get to the... Let's go to the top of the tower. Unless... Wait, do we have any of the smish? No, okay. Don't shake your ass at me!
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Let's see. Any hints?
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Pretty old. Rotate the 5 planets, the sun and the moon, around the middle. Two planets line up with each other. Am I supposed to make... Oh! Maybe I'm supposed to... Aha! Here we go.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Ooh! Golden Beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. Number 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton, composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, had the lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss, records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely indigestible. This mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those who see it. Number 4. Where did we see numbered before? Hold on. See if I can't find any, wonder if it has a bird on this. Not a bird, a bug. But I feel like there was somewhere else that we saw, like, sometimes my brain works faster. I don't know. Sometimes I figure something out, and sometimes I just, like, sit there, like, for a really long time trying to figure something out. But, let's see. The only place where we saw a 4 was, like, in the, within the, garden. Oh, we'll worry about that later.
A spyglass to the stars. Volumes
They're
1.
in very
Oops.
good condition.
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
What?
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos. What is it?
It's, clearly some kind of large device.
Yeah, wasn't that the beetle we saw, like, in the picture in, Remington's office?
You're not wrong.
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
It's tidier than my desk.
So, even the most well-used
It's full of tea.
criminal.
Oh, wait.
It's full of tea, but it's gone cold.
Criminal.
It's tidier than my desk.
So, even the most well-used...
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally? It's a chart of the solar... it's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
It's also daytime.
It's too cloudy.
It's also daytime. There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh, does it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to?
There's something kinda...
does it not?
There's something kinda...
does it not?
Nothing about the leaves? Okay.
Let's at least introduce ourselves before touching his telescope.
Oh, we can
Always
touch
a
it.
roll.
We can touch his telescope?
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Oh boy. You're Percival? Oh boy. God. There was a thought in my head and I fucking forgot it for a second. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, fun fact about the stars, they actually do make a sound. There's some frequencies that some people have been some people are researching. I believe it was a researcher who went blind, but really liked the stars and started trying to figure out ways to like research it, even though she became blind at some point. And that's when they made the discovery about some frequency coming from stars or something like that. Or at least from space. I can't really remember the detail too well. Anyway.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return. Nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos.
So you're actually an
working to
astrologist.
Translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening. I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Alright.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family.
Damn!
Say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
What the bruh!
He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends.
Sus. Honestly, Pointer had been the most suspicious to me. More just because I don't really understand his actions too much. But we'll see if that changes so far. We don't know exactly everything yet.
Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
That is true. But my biggest problem though of suspecting him right now is just because like he seemed to have like the most distaste for the fellows, which may just be too much of an obvious motive. I can't really say I have any idea of the motive yet. We haven't even found the fucking murder weapon yet.
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
She dead?
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh no, I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
That doesn't answer my fucking question.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time. Until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship.
Jesus, for fuck's sake, man.
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
No!
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
I'm glad they said the number, because here's a fun fact. The planets are named after the Roman gods. And Roman gods are just, near carbon copies of Greek gods. And Jupiter is the god of all gods in Roman mythology, which means he's basically the Zeus of mythology for Romans. And Zeus is a whorebag with too many children. Because he's a fucking whore. He fucked everyone. Both figuratively and literally. So all the moons of Jupiter is all the bad jokes. Anyway.
Hard to read, that one. But she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
Man, why does everyone gotta be mean to Grimoire?
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself. Wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours.
Uh-huh.
She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
Pointer kind of just mean to us already. Just instantly. Anyway.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
Not really. You know how long it takes for plastic to fucking, to completely, what the word I'm looking for? It's not really decay, but it's more of a degrade, I guess. Basically, just really actually go away. It takes thousands of years, I think, for plastic to go away. And that's why we advocate for less plastic, because it's fucking harmful.
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone.
Oh, how?
The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
You might have the hint to solving that.
Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside.
Is it yours?
I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar. I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar.
Did you know that it had blood on it this whole time?
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical. I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
Decompose. Okay. It would decompose. That's the word I'm looking for. And thank you, Justin. And it's just the fact that, like, even though, like, the plastic bags we use, every day is 10 to 20 years, these things still take a very long time to actually decompose, which isn't that great, like, at all.
Poppy's two closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there. These were drawn by Freya? She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license.
Damn. Pointer just likes to judge the shit out of the fellows. He really doesn't like them.
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
Is this important?
Possibly.
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Egg.
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put. A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary. Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it. What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see. It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all. Oh, you found a murder weapon?
No.
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me. Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fishman.
Can't even
Playing a
see the
trumpet.
feet.
Playing a trumpet, yes. That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage?
I'm gonna punch this man.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
Punk ass bitch.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Yeah.
Let's ask her about it.
Hmm?
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Later. It's my case file, Tangle Tower Historian. Okay. Now, before we go all over the statements first, and do everything, I do want to look around first before we start making assumptions, and, yeah. Okay, so we'll go to the start for that part. I want to explore all the areas first and see what I can do. But of course, before we do that, it's almost been an entire hour since I took the last break. So we're gonna take another break. I think I finally figured out what's been stabbing my leg this whole time with my pen. And yeah, we're gonna explore the other 2 rooms, see if I can't figure out how to get into that, into the Moonlight Garden, and, go from there. But, of course, because I like this music the most, yeah. So, I'll be back in a few minutes. That's the wrong fucking image. Damn it. Okay, we're back. All right, let us continue on with this. I think I might go for like about either 30 to an hour more before calling it again. I don't really know. I kind of just want to keep playing this, but at the same time, there's also the Game Awards, so there's that. But we'll just see. Anyway, I also yeah, that's right. While I'm here, I might well also do this. I wanted to have her speak about the 2 people that I haven't told. I want to take care of everyone's statements with it.
Feathers flashing in the light from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage. Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
Deep.
I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective. You get some weird insects around here. I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
A poet and a pianist. Alright. Steam, get that out of here so I can look at stuff. Okay. God, this song is so good. But yeah, I do want to take care of like everyone's statements and evidence so far before we start doing it. Gosh, do.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? Help me.
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
That's funny.
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Right, there was also something I wanted to check in the notes, actually. So wait, your relation is that it's the actual uncle. Oh, we're gonna have to look at that family tree again. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway. For the fucking eyes glue!
This is yours, Vince?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
What's with the broken glass? Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they, like, her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
It's kind of funny. I feel like I feel like I can kind of hear the she do in here. Also, no, we did not. Thank you for reminding me.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it.
Well,
It's all
actually,
alchemy. It was a whole thing.
gold is actually in trace amounts in a lot of things, even our water. It's just a bit too expensive to actually chemically refine it so that the gold gets out of that water. It's more trouble than it's worth. Oh yeah, wait. Here we go.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
That man's not really an astronomer, more of an astrologist. Honestly, he'd way more of an astrologist than an astronomer. Even has something that looks almost exactly like a that looks back from ancient Greece. Now, before I do that, I'm not gonna do her suspicion yet, but I want to investigate the rest of the rooms. But I want to also do this.
I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself.
I feel more like an astrologist.
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
He's the client. Based on his reactions and other people's reaction, and I think if someone actually said it, he's the one who hired her for some reason.
Every astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to try.
Ooh, just shove him out of the way. Okay.
I can just about see the gramophone.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off?
Maybe it's glued down.
Honestly, this might be the reason why he left the this might be the reason why he left the tower, because he might have saw something.
I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
I mean, that's what I imagine.
We should check that next time we're over there. It's the tower opposite this one. Trees, for some reason.
It's too dark back there. I can't really see anything. It's too dark back there.
Okay.
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle. Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Later. We'll do the suspicion stuff later. I wanna check out everything for it. I wanna check out the rooms. But I also want to give out the statements before looking for more evidence. Actually, you know what? Wait, it would be faster to... It would be faster to investigate it. I'm gonna investigate the rooms! We unlocked this a while ago. Ooh.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Use the button to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. Oh.
There we go.
Perfect. What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph.
Is it the other half?
Part of a photograph.
It is. Whoa. You look vastly different. Ripped photo. The rep photo showed a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo showed Fifi and Freya. It was hidden in Freya's room.
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Later.
Anything in the drawers?
Nothing you need to know about. Gloomy.
But roomy.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
That is the bit of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back. Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there were so many shades of black.
Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you.
Empty. A lamp. It is most definitely turned off. Ah, yes, a giant symbol drawn in chalk on the floor. Always a good omen.
It's an eye.
This is the second time we saw an eye. The first one was the, in Flora Tower.
There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright. Sheet music.
It's
Presume.
only a few notes.
Oops.
I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed, though. Must be important for some reason.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Sheet music. The sheet music had been framed and it decorated with delicate old-fashioned illustrations. I'm writing it. Okay.
There's, you know,
Gloomy.
but roomy. Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles. Wouldn't want it to be dark in here.
Eye of Providence.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
Alright.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Let's see if we can't figure out something with this. Okay, so the suns make a shape that I don't want to make a bad joke about.
Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
Cool. Okay. Let's do that actually. It looks like there's gonna be a room in the middle there too. Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't Freya's diary say something about that too actually? Found my way into the middle, surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5, eyes blacked out. Does that have to do with the rooms? I've seen 2 eyes. I don't think I've taken notice of, like, any other,
It's locked.
I thought
We
were.
are.
What's that thing by the handle?
I don't think I've seen anything else close to that. Though, I'm not entirely sure. Fuck! Come on.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Alright, let's check it. Hello. What the fuck?
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Lute statue. A slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs have been placed on the head of the statue. Weird. We've seen one playing a lute, we've seen one playing the trumpet, and we've seen one playing a harp. Weird. A swamp monster?
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
The bird feathers? The feathers were mostly found resting on the tongue of the large stone frog. The feathers are from the ink drop bird. It's probably Penelope's.
It's one big dragonfly.
Is that her name?
Or one very small dragon. It's a rosebush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
No.
Exactly.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Getting into
Nothing
the,
anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
It's probably for what's probably under this area. They're probably...
Trees. On a roof.
In a garden.
In a garden. On a roof. Careful, we're pretty high up.
Yeah, we're on a roof.
They haven't released the
Stone
album
colors.
yet?
Or what's left of them.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make. More egg statues.
I don't get
Well,
it.
an egg has got to be the... It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish the investigation on my own?
That'd be great. It's a two-person bench.
Now, what makes it a two-person bench specifically?
The swamp creatures.
It looks pretty standard to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get it now.
It's so relaxing. I might just stay.
It's the door into Fitz's room.
One of only two ways to get into the garden.
Oh, yeah. The door into Poppy's room.
So, only Poppy and Fitz can get into the garden?
Huh. I guess so. Trees. On
In a garden.
In a garden.
Okay. We can't do anything yet. It's really eerily quiet right now. Anyway. It's not her room.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence. Ever get the feeling?
mannequins-
That's not. Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
More puzzles.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the position of the 7 birds. Birds! What on earth, though? What makes brown? Only 3 of the birds have their mouths closed. And this one kind of looks like it had its mouth slightly open. I feel like the eyes have something to do with this, but I can't... This doesn't feel right. Hold on.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I'll get her. Hello? A ripped piece of paper crumbled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her. The flower petals originate from red roses growing the rooftop garden. Yeah. I think she's jealous of Poppy. Huh, that did unlock a suspicious thing. Okay.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here? Or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
Oh, ho?
That bed. It's like something...
Does it feel
No,
it's not coming from the bed?
a little tea set. Most recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious. That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Hey, that's the same dirt. Potted flower, a brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color.
This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That might be the most pointless staircase. That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Looks like loot. Traveling case.
Empty. All of them. Penny's books. Mostly novels. Penny's books. Mostly novels.
So there's something...
That bed.
Does it feel...
No, you're
It's
right.
not coming from the bed.
That bed.
So
Does
something
it-
about the
No, it's
It's not
door.
coming from the bed.
The wall. It's probably because there's something in here that we just can't check. I wonder, does oh, that's nice and convenient. Does she have any like room to that? Oh yeah, that's right. We
Maybe
can
he's got
check this
something
again.
pinned Up here.
What is all this? Looks like fits.
Looks like Professor Pointer.
It's a drawing of Penny.
That's gotta be Flora. Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. Does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
She's looking at all the relationship between the different characters.
It's Poppy. That's actually a pretty good drawing.
I think that's supposed to be Felix.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
And that's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that, do I?
Arrows connecting all the different suspects.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
Let's see. So,
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to talk about this at some point. But anyway. So, okay, we have the, upper room. Oh yeah, I wanted to check that, wanted to check this again.
It's bigger in here than I thought.
That's not what I wanted to
A
click.
little chart. Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
I've only seen the beetle and that had like a number next to it.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Not yet, at least. Still not enough. Alright, let's go check out this hidden room. The attic. Whoa! Oh boy. Time for some cryptids.
It's a statue of a wolf, standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed. It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh. Just dusty junk.
What's this?
What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
Reel thingy. A brass reel with a screw on top. Coiled around the reel is the length of fine red rope. This had to do something with the mini telescope, but what?
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
Oh, open it!
Just dusty junk. Just dusty junk. Sally, you don't have a dust allergy, do you?
No. Do you?
Let me put it this way.
Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Sally, you don't have a dust allergy.
No.
Let me put it.
Nothing catching my...
Sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda. At least the moths are kept well fed. At least the moths are kept well fed.
Just dusty junk.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this
Kinda.
just dusty junk?
Where's that light coming from?
No, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards.
Oh, I think my idea of the,
Is that what I think it is?
I think my idea of, like, how this possibly could have, it's either, like, a mechanism was set so that it would stab like this and you can see it, or it's the weapon stabbed from above. But that would also imply that, she was, like, bending over backwards, or, like, something, because she was stabbed in the back, right? I think that's what they said. Or, wait, I gotta look at that case file again.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes,
Is that what I think
it is! Let me look at that case file again. Let's see, lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. Wait, her chest? So her chest was stabbed. That would imply that, she might have been laying down when she got stabbed. Or, like, when the knife fell down or something. I don't think I could draw any bigger conclusions from this yet. Because we haven't even seen the actual, we still haven't found the murder weapon.
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry, is this
Kinda.
Then again, we have this reel. I don't know what the telescope would be used for. But that's interesting. Okay. Let's first talk to Hawkshaw.
The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth?
Also, I think I apparently have all the evidence now, so I would like to show that to everyone before I start doing their suspicions.
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
That look. God fucking damn it. It is boggy.
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would. What is that?
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double-check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
You consider that important evidence, do you? These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
Did you see some suspicious leaves?
One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music.
I love that. It's just like blank stare. Okay, maybe then this.
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same. Yeah?
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange. Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
Okay. Rude. So before we do her suspicion, I probably should have done this first. I wanted to, show everything now that we have, like, all the evidence. Technically. Unless there's another page and I'm gonna be a bit upset. Are you gonna tell me you want to say stuff?
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials?
Haha.
Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins. What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
Well, he definitely could see us. I imagine she's just not gonna say anything. I just want to take care of this.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
Damn.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not.
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Alright, so we've completely talked to her about literally everything. We haven't talked to Felix in a while. Wait, I didn't show her Hawkshaw? I mean, I don't really think it will do much, but if this is like the one thing, I'm gonna be a bit mad. I didn't, huh?
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Yeah, probably. Okay, now we've shown everything.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant to, because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item.
Oh ho.
Something called the Golden Beetle.
Oh.
Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it.
Uh-huh.
Percival Pointer. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival. Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Oof.
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman.
Alright.
Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. I've never seen that before. Looks valuable.
Boy.
Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning.
Not really.
Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me! Is that a clue? Really?
It might be. The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
Bitch!
What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
Okay, I think we've shown everything. Alright, time to talk to my favorite character.
Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me. Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Oh. Aw.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession,
Wait.
apparently Poppy
I did this
has
already.
defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I'm sorry, that's still funny to me. Anyway.
I am scared of birds.
Really?
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
Birth!
is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes. It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Oh yeah, wait, actually, wasn't there like a book in the, what do they call it, the Avery, that had like a torn page? It's probably that.
What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
Why'd you get so mad?
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Oh, God fucking damn it, you people.
Now, this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive.